So what's up, YouTube? It's your boy DeeJay, and we back with another episode of DeeJay Media. Okay, so on this episode of DeeJay Media, first and foremost, I like to say thank you to the followers and the subscribers that have been following and subscribing this channel. You know, I'm at a whopping 158 subscribers. No, it ain't no laughing matter though, man. I do appreciate the people that have liked and commented on the on my previous videos, and the ones who subscribe, man, who took it out of their time to subscribe. So on this episode, man, we got how America incorporated or acquired Hawaii. It's something that I did not know. I seen a short clip of it. Probably a couple of days ago, I seen a short clip of it, and I said, man, you know what, today, man, I just got to give it to DeeJay Media, man. I got to react to it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched a snippet of it, and I said, man, what's better way to look at it than to look at it through DeeJay Media and get some of y'all opinions. I don't know if y'all know how it happened, but we finna find out. Actually, a lot of people in my last comment about the Gestapo, the Nazi policemen, y'all did a crazy job of just letting me know like what the Gestapo was and you know how they operated and stuff like that. If you haven't checked out that video, man, go check it out. Man, it's a good video. Not only is it a good video, but look in the comments, man. Read the comments. If you never heard of the Gestapo, man, go check it out, man. Go check that video out. Not only the video was not about Gestapo, it was actually about something else, the police tactics, but the guy had mentioned Gestapo, and man, the people in the comments just informed me, man, it ain't no slander, no hate. They just like, oh man, you don't know what it is, and this what it was, blah blah blah. But I did do my research before I posted it. So I did before I posted it, I knew what it was, but y'all gave me a deeper example, man. And I like that type of stuff, man. I like when people come together and just don't try to belittle somebody when they don't know something, man. That's trash. That's just bad behavior, man. You trying to belittle somebody because they don't know. Okay, I mean, maybe I should have paid attention, but I can honestly say they ain't talk about that in history class. All they talked about was Hitler and what he did to the Jews. They didn't talk about the Gestapo, saying that was his policeman or everything. And maybe they did, but I didn't pay too much attention, man. So that's on another note, man. Check out that video. It's a good video, and check the comment, man. The comments of people up in there giving up some good information. And I hope y'all do the same in this video, man. Give me the information. Give me the info. Or at least lead me to the way. I'm not telling you to just hand me anything. Lead me to the way. Hey, man, DeeJay, go check that out, man. If you watch this, you can get a deeper, understanding of what happened. I love that type of stuff, man. I'll go look at whatever, So let's get straight into it, man. This video is from Johnny Harris. Johnny Harris, man, he's a outstanding journalist. I call him a journalist, man. I don't know if he took up journalist or I don't know if he took up writing or anything in college or school or anything like that. But when I watch his videos, man, he get in depth, man. His edits are great. He really do a good job of doing the research, man. So I really do like this guy. I watch a lot of his videos, and I am subscribed to his channel. Go subscribe to his channel. Go like his content. And go leave a comment and tell him DeeJay Media sent you, man. But let's get into it.
40 million years ago, the ocean floor cracked open and molten lava started flowing out. It cooled as it hit the cold ocean water and turned solid, eventually making mountains in the ocean. Those mountains got taller and taller, and soon a chain of islands was born. And then, around 2,000 years ago, a group of people arrived to these islands in canoes. Those communities eventually unified into one kingdom, the Kingdom of Hawaii. A sovereign nation in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Hawaii became a language,
So right off the back, right? So some people just, rode to Hawaii, but where did those people come from, though? Do we know that? Do we know where the original Hawaiian people came from before? Like, okay, I understand that the lava, burst under the water, it cooled, the mountains got higher, and then it created a group of islands, what is now known as Hawaii, right? But people rode over there on boats. Where do those people come from? Let me know, man. Let me know. If y'all don't want to let me know, lead me to the way, man. I'll find the answer.
Hawaii became a language, a culture, a national identity. But that sovereignty, that culture, that identity was soon stolen. Captured by a new, bigger country an ocean away.
This is the story of these islands.
Here come them boys.
For millions of years, there was no land here, only the sea.
Hawaii's half-century-old request for statehood is granted.
The Kingdom of Hawaii remained a fairly remote, disconnected country for many years, until these guys arrived. During the 17 and 1800s, many people from Europe and the United States came to visit Hawaii, mainly on expeditions of exploring the ocean. But the ones that stayed were mainly Americans, who arrived to these islands wanting to talk about Jesus. For the most part, the Kingdom of Hawaii welcomed these visitors.
See, this is type of stuff. Now, I know they didn't talk about this in school. I don't care what nobody talking about. I don't know where y'all went to school at. Leave it in the comments, man. I'm from California, Los Angeles, California, LAUSD, Los Angeles Unified School District. No, nuh-uh. They ain't talk about the people of America, traveling the seas and stumbling upon Hawaii. Good thing they didn't say they found Hawaii and shit like that. But that's besides the point, man. We're not going to bash America. But I'm just saying, they went to go teach the people about Jesus. Come on, man. Come on, man.
One British explorer even gifted the Hawaiian king a British flag, and Hawaii eventually adopted the British flag into their own flag. There was general friendship and good relations here. The American missionaries who had settled on the island eventually had kids and grandkids. And soon, these missionaries and their descendants weren't just interested in talking about Jesus. They were also interested in building businesses, mainly focused on sugar.
By far the most valuable single product Hawaii can offer in that trade is sugar.
With this increased economic interest, these Americans who had originally come to be missionaries were now much more into sugar. And they did what people of European descent have been doing for many centuries, looking at a culture and government that is different than theirs and saying, we think we could do this better. Let us take it from here. And so during the 1800s, these Americans slowly chipped away at the Hawaiian government structure. They were still newcomers in this ancient island nation. They didn't have much power, but that changed quickly.
The Pacific always comes rolling in, mile upon mile of dazzling white beaches.
By the end of the 1800s, these Jesus sugar Americans had amassed a huge amount of Hawaii's wealth. And those original missionaries who had come to the island to convert people to their religion years earlier now had grandkids that looked like this. A full-on armed militia of white Hawaiian citizens, descendants of the missionaries, who were eager to get the government out of the way so that they could run the country themselves and help make it more favorable for their sugar businesses. Now remember, these guys were born in Hawaii. They considered themselves Hawaiians. But even still, their loyalty...
Let's talk about that. If you born African Americans. Let's not even go African Americans, because obviously... I'm black. But when you say, okay, I was born Asian Americans, you can talk about whatever Americans or whatever. When you're born here, now you're considered an American, Mexican American, whatever. You know what I mean? So is that the same in other countries? And well, Hawaii is now part of the U.S. So that's, I'm baffled, bro. I don't know. I'm really stuck on the part where it said the plantation, like the sugarcane plantation. So do that mean they went over there and did the same thing that they did to other parts of the world? Like, damn, America.
They still lie with the country of their ancestors. They were effectively Americans still. By 1893, this local white militia and their political allies were ready for a full-on takeover of the government, which at the time was headed by this woman, Queen Liliuokalani. The sugar missionaries were still a minority, and a full-on overthrow of the government would have been hard by themselves. But luckily for them, they had help. The American ambassador of Hawaii at the time helped coordinate the arrival of an American military ship and troops to show up on the shores of the island of Oahu into the capital city of Honolulu. Up until this point, the conflict in Hawaii was technically internal, meaning it was between the locals and the white missionaries who were technically locals because they were born there. But the moment the US arrived to Honolulu to provide military backup for a government overthrow, it became a full-on military coup sponsored by a foreign power, a cardinal sin in international relations. But even still, the government backed the overthrow. The Queen was forced to give up her power, and they put this guy as the leader of the new Republic of Hawaii. His name was Sanford Dole. His family was huge in the sugar business.
The sugar business, Dole juice. Did it come from him? But that's not the part that I was really pausing on. The part that I'm tripping off of is like, so y'all overthrow y'all. America is tricky, bro. They will finesse and finagle. They will. So I'm already pretty much knowing that they overthrow the queen, the Queen Kalani, right? And they put somebody in the position, right, that agrees on what they're doing. So it can make it like, oh yeah, the Hawaiian people agreed upon what we're doing, but did the citizens agree? Who knows?
Huge in the sugar business.
There's a new taste in pineapple from Dole.
And now he was the leader of the country of Hawaii. The locals fought this, but peacefully. They protested. Nearly every adult on the islands signed a petition condemning the takeover. Back in Washington, D.C., a debate began as to what to do with Hawaii now that a bunch of pro-American missionaries turned sugar warriors had grabbed power. Dole himself traveled to D.C. to lobby for the U.S. to take over Hawaii for themselves. But so did a group of local Hawaiians to oppose the American encroachment. The queen who was overthrown wrote a letter demanding to be reinstated as the legitimate leader of the Kingdom of Hawaii. The United States was split on what to do until 1898, when the new president surrounded himself with leaders who kind of loved war and American expansion. And this is what sealed the fate of Hawaii. All of these displays of vehement, peaceful protests by the Hawaiian people were trampled on by a superpower who had bigger guns and an insatiable desire for control. So one summer day in 1898, the US showed up, and the flag of the Kingdom of Hawaii was taken down, and the US flag was raised.
What?
Hawaii was now officially a possession of the United States of America. With the help of these sugar-loving missionaries, these islands had been plucked from their people and put in the hands of a growing superpower. But stealing land is one thing. The real theft is what happened next. At this point, Hawaii was just a US territory, not a state. But even still, the US began a deep, widespread destruction of Hawaiian way of life. The Hawaiian language was banned in schools.
What?
And government and businesses were by law required to be conducted in English. The US began
What? Now, listen, it's one thing for you to take the people from their homeland and bring them to your land and teach them your language and erase their original tongue. That's one thing. But for you to go to their home, to their land, and that's crazy. I have not heard of that. So all the business and everything, even in the schools, had to be conducted in English. That's not even their native tongue. So what are you? Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And that's how you're able to wash away people's history. Now you don't even know the native language. So you don't know what your ancestors and great-grandma. How could you not know your native tongue, bro? Take some time to learn your native tongue. You feel me? Like, I speak a little bit of Spanish. I don't know any of the languages in Africa. Swahili. I'm trying to learn. I'm gonna learn. But that's crazy what they did. That's really fucked up. You feel me? That's fucked up.
Developing land, often on sacred sites, and the history itself was censored to make it seem as if the Hawaiian people welcomed the U.S. without a fight. Much of the real history became inaccessible.
What the did I just say, bro? If you don't know your native tongue, how you gonna read the history from your native land? You don't know the native, you don't know it, so you can't read it. So now we made it look like it was a business deal or it was something good or this is what. Nah, that's crazy. America has a history of doing this. This is a tactic in a book. This is what they do. No, you cannot speak that language. It's against the law for you to speak that language. And if it's against the law for you to speak that language and we catch you speaking that language, you're going to jail. Huh? This is my native tongue. Not only for this sake right here, is not only their native tongue, but you in my land telling me not to speak my language. What? Man, this baffles me.
Because it was
This
only
is
documented
crazy.
in the Hawaiian language, which was beginning to die. And then in 1959, Hawaii became the 50th state of the Union and quickly became the place we know today.
Wow. Americanized.
Meanwhile, Dole Food Company, the company who was perhaps helped the most by this land grab, has become a massive global corporation. By 1993, Hawaii was a full-on part of the United States. That year, President Bill Clinton came out with an apology.
Presidential apology at the White House.
I could say one thing. At least they got an apology. At least they got an apology. Bruh. My folks ain't even get an acknowledgement, man. We 3/4 of a man, like to this day. Until this day, 3/4 of a man, dog.
Yesterday, President Clinton signed a formal letter of apology to the people of Hawaii. He was apologizing on behalf of the U.S. government for the government's involvement 100 years ago in removing the independent Hawaiian monarchy by force.
But despite this horrendous land grab and the pillaging and theft of these islands, there is a little bit of hope here. That spirit of peaceful resistance that led to petitions and protests back in 1893 persisted even after the takeover. The Hawaiian language was delicately preserved through painstaking effort. And today, there are full immersion Hawaiian language public schools. Hawaiian traditions have stayed alive. And last year, Hawaiians showed that they were not willing to give up their sacred sites. They staged a dramatic protest to protect the holy mountain that was slated to be developed. Hawaii may have been stolen, and attempts made to erase its culture. But while the negative effects of this imperial land grab are wide-reaching, many pillars of this beautiful culture have survived.
That's good that they preserve their language, man. You can't be serious, man. You can't be serious. I didn't know this was a reoccurring thing for America or the British, which, birthed America. But, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know in the comments, man, what y'all think, man. Let me know. Give me some pointers in the comment. What's next, man? What should I look up next to see, how America just dead people. I want to see more stuff, but shout out Johnny's page, man. Go subscribe, subscribe to my channel. We're going to be doing more history, man. That's what I figured out what it is that I really want to get into. And on this whole YouTube thing, like I said, I got a whopping 158 subscribers, which I'm appreciative, man. I'm appreciative. But let's build, let's grow. We're going to do this history segment. I'm going to try to start uploading at least twice a week, man. I'm going to start trying to give y'all videos twice a week. I cannot lie. I wasn't expecting it to be this difficult editing videos, even though I'm doing reactions. It's still, I got to edit it. I got to cut it. I got to, make sure it's at least halfway decent for y'all. I know I'm new to it, but still, it should still be decent. I shouldn't just be giving y'all anything, so for the people that rock with me, man, continue to rock with me, man. This is DeeJay Media, man. You rocking with your boy DeeJay, man. And I'll be back with another one. If you haven't seen none of my other videos, go ahead and click the links, man. I'll pull up the pics, the other videos for y'all. Go ahead and click them, man. Go watch some of those other videos. Go like, go comment. Hey, man, give me some pointers, man. What y'all think I should do, what I shouldn't do, what I should cut back on. I'm all for constructive criticism. You know what I mean? So once again, man, I thank y'all for subscribing. I thank you for liking, and I thank you for leaving a comment. We out.